Instagram is one of the biggest and baddest social media networks on the market right now. With over 1 billion active monthly users and 25 million active business accounts, it's clear they're not going anywhere anytime soon. That's why in this video, we're covering 10 Instagram marketing strategies for small business, so you can better use the platform to connect and convert your ideal customer and client. Let's get to it. Hey there, my name is Adam Erhart, Modern Marketing Strategist, and welcome to the Modern Marketing Show, where we help you make marketing that matters. So if you're interested in learning about the latest and greatest marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics, well, you may want to consider subscribing. Alright, so seeing as you're here now watching this video, it means you already understand the power and the influence that Instagram has had on the market in general. So rather than drone on and on about things you already know, let's dive right into the tips, starting with number 1, optimize your bio. The very first thing you want to do on Instagram, whether you're just getting started or whether you're looking to take your account to the next level, is to really fully optimize your bio by describing accurately, clearly, and concisely what you do and who you do it for. This is also your opportunity to talk about why you're worth following. After all, what you do and who you do it for is one part of the puzzle, but why is your account worth someone's attention and time? Of course, if you've got them there, you've compelled them with what you do and who you do it for and why you're worth following, well then obviously you're going to want to follow this up with an effective call to action, leading them somewhere to get them off the site and to basically try to build your network some other way. Perfect example here is offering some kind of freebie or guide or lead magnet and making sure to link that up using the link in your bio. A really important note is to obviously make sure that whatever place you're sending them off Instagram is mobile optimized, because almost all of Instagram takes place on a mobile device. So the last thing you want to do is send them to some ugly website that doesn't work when they get there. Also, bonus points if you're using a link tracker like Bitly, which is going to enable you to see just how many people are clicking the link and ending up where you want them to go. Alright, tip number 2 is to make sure to have a brand plan. The 3 words that can help you build an effective brand plan are consistency, clarity, and congruence. Consistency means that you're applying a regular schedule, meaning you're posting regularly, you're checking in regularly, responding to comments, and responding to DMs on a regular and consistent schedule, all of which help prove that you're a reliable and trustworthy brand. Clarity is all about what you're about, your style, and what you do, and making sure that it's really clear exactly what you do, who you do it for, why you're worth following, like we already covered, but also the theme and the tone and the style across your entire account. Confusing someone is one of the quickest ways to lose them, no matter what we're talking about. Lastly, we have congruence. Again, this kind of marries the consistency and the clarity by making sure that what you do, what you talk about, what you post, and all the images all really work together and all really follow the same line and the same theme, again, making sure that we avoid confusing anyone about you and about what you're about. Tip number 3 is to leverage both feed and stories in your Instagram marketing plan. The way that I like to think about it is feed, real good, and stories, real time. Meaning that you want to make sure that you've curated and created your absolute best content in your feed so that you're really portraying your best brand image possible, putting your best foot forward, and then using stories to show things in real time, live action as they happen. If you're running Instagram ads, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, well, then you can leverage both feeds and stories and see which one provides the better return on investment for you and your business. Our next tip is to use hashtags. Now, I'm sorry that I even need to say this, but it's just so important and so many people are still missing the boat here in leveraging and using them across all of their posts. And it's so important because this is how people are going to be finding you and your content. Now, there's 3 tips I have when it comes to hashtags to really help to elevate your game and get more bang for your buck. The first of which is that you need to do hashtag research, meaning you've got to go out there and find out what other influencers in your space are using, what the top brands are using, and what your competitors are using in order to attract and build an audience. Also, most importantly, you need to find out the hashtags that your ideal target market are using, because these are the people that you're actually trying to show up for. The next tip is that even though you've done your research and you've got a kind of a stockpile of hashtags ready to go, well, you want to vary them up over time so that you can continue showing up in front of new and varied audiences by using a variety of different hashtags. If you stick to the same hashtag time and time again, over time, all that's really going to happen is you're going to show up in front of the same people again and again, so your account is going to stagnate and not grow as much as it could by varying the people that you're trying to reach. My final tip when it comes to hashtags is to make sure to use the keyboard shortcut inside your phone, which is going to make it a lot easier to pop them up quickly rather than having to hand type out each and every single one, which can be incredibly time consuming and laborious. My next tip is to make sure to leverage a micro influencer strategy. Now, I know you've heard of influencer marketing, where celebrities and people with large accounts go out there and get paid in order to promote a product on their feed. But there's a subsegment of this massive industry known as micro-influencers, and this is where I'd recommend you really want to start diving into. What micro-influencers are essentially really niche-specific businesses or people with tiny audiences of the exact perfect people that you're trying to reach. By going after them, you're able to often get incredibly cost-effective placements and postings for really pennies on the dollar and reach exactly who you're trying to reach. But of course, finding the right micro-influencer is going to take a little bit of digging and a little bit of research. Still, well worth the effort. If you're totally new to influencer marketing, well, I'll make sure to link up a video in the description below as well as in the cards, which will walk you through my influencer marketing outreach strategy. Really recommend you check it out. My next tip is to make sure to leverage user-generated content. Leveraging user-generated content is a fantastic way to build brand loyalty, build engagement with your tribe, and also take a little bit of the load off your plate when it comes to creating content. Fortunately, generating user-generated content, well, that's a bit of a mouthful. Well, it's easier than you might think. All you really need to do is ask for it. And probably one of the best and easiest ways to do this is by using a submissions page right on your website, which you can direct people to. People submit content, you review it, and you post it and give them a shout out. That's really it. My next tip is to understand that timing matters a lot. Now, a quick Google search is going to give you a number of different relevant and up-to-date statistics around the optimal posting frequency, the optimal time of day, and the optimal days of the week in order to post depending on your brand or your business or your market or your industry or any of those factors. But there are some general guidelines that are working, at least right now. For starters, posting 1 to 2 times a day seems to be best, with 3 on the upper end. 8 to 9 a.m., 5 p.m. and 2 a.m. seem to be the best times to post, and if you're just going to be posting twice, well, around 8 or 9 a.m. and 2 a.m. surprisingly actually works out pretty well. And if you happen to be posting videos, which you should, well, 9 p.m. seems to be the best time. Basically, you want to be posting outside of regular business hours. If you're a national or international brand, these times are based on Eastern Standard Time, but you may want to vary it for your specific market, especially if you're located on the West Coast. As for which days of the week, well, Monday and Thursday seem to provide the best results, and Sunday, the absolute worst. Again, one of the things you're going to want to do here is some active market research, meaning follow your industry leaders, follow what your competitors and other leaders in the space are doing, and model it after them, and then of course track and check and test and retest over time in order to find the right frequency and timings for you and your business. My next tip is to really understand demographic details. First, the obvious stuff. 61% of Instagram users are under the age of 31. 69% under the age of 35. There's about 7% more females than males, and this number's been changing rapidly year over year. But older demographics and younger demographics are both still on the platform, and those markets are growing quickly. So one of the most important things you can do in your business, whether we're talking about Instagram or marketing in general, is really clearly dial in who your exact ideal target market is, what are their pains and their problems and their frustrations, as well as their dreams and wants and desires, and how can you put your message in front of them in the best way and in the best place possible. It may very well be Instagram, or it could be Instagram and something else, or maybe just something else. But the only way to know that is to really dive into your ideal target market and who you're trying to serve. All right, moving right along to our next tip, paid promotions. My advice here is pretty straightforward. If you've got a business and you want to generate more leads, customers, and sales, well, you're gonna want to leverage the incredible power of Instagram ads. This does a couple really cool things for your business. The first of which is that it allows you to keep your organic feed free from all promotions, because you're gonna be able to supplement that with paid advertising. The second thing is that understanding that Instagram ads are one of the most powerful advertising tools available today, namely because they're owned by Facebook ads, which, as we all know, has one of the most powerful advertising algorithms available, allowing you to pinpoint your exact ideal target market and put your message directly in front of them. If you've got a business that's trying to generate more leads, customers, and sales, you should be using Instagram ads. End of story. Our next tip is to leverage Instagram DM. Direct messages are a fantastic way to build connections, outreach, network, and connect with other people just like you. The key with Instagram direct messages and basically all networking is you need to lead with value, meaning you've got to go out there and find out a little bit about the person and how you can help to serve them with no intention of getting anything in return. That's what ads are for. So make a connection, seek to understand them first, and really build that relationship. And the last thing you want to do is spam someone. Terrible for business. Alright, so if you're interested in generating more leads, customers, and sales for your business using Instagram, the next step is going to be to check out the video I post here called Instagram Advertising Tutorial, which is going to walk you through the exact strategy we use inside the agency for all of our clients. Really get you off to a good start. So make sure to check out that video right after this. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and say hello in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Modern Marketing Show.